have we got a book for you. If you're a fan of Phantom of the Opera, you're going to love this one. Phantoms, Ghosts, and Other Heartbreaks is the title. It turns the classic story into a contemporary romance novel. Rosanna?
Yes, I read it cover to cover, could not put it down. The book is written by Beth Morton, who we should also mention is married to our senior producer here, Joel Morton at Good Day New York. Beth, so nice to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
I read this book the minute I heard that you wrote it, and I had to like wrestle it out of Joel's hands, okay? It was juicy. Okay, so what inspired this novel?
You know, I've always been a fan of the show, even when I was in high school.
Phantom of the Opera.
Phantom of the Opera, great show, classic romance, although I always kind of felt bad for the Phantom character at the end, you know, he was kind of misunderstood. I mean, yes, there was that whole murder and stalking thing that was maybe not the most...
Other than that,
but that's not in this book. This book is a little bit less problematic in that way.
And was this a way for you to kind of express something that you didn't have a chance to do because you're not a writer by trade, right?
No, I'm a medical sales rep. You know, I studied literature in college. I had my degree in literature at NYU, and I've always loved writing. And I had tried writing a book once before. Nothing had really come of it. But this one just really came together so seamlessly. And I had a lot of encouragement from family and friends, including Joel. And that really just kind of let me take it to that next level, get it edited, put it out there, and I'm really proud of it.
I want to get into the specifics of this story in just a second, but I was reading reviews online. This book, the reviews are fantastic. One said, this is a Phantom of the Opera retelling that took the core concept and made it new, fresh, and deeply heartfelt. And that seems to be kind of the consensus, is that, yeah, you kind of started with Phantom of the Opera, but then you took it into these two characters, Christine and Eric.
You know, I wanted it to feel emotionally true. I love romance novels. I love contemporary. I love historical. I love the darker type as well. But when I write romance, I really try to come down to the emotional truth, which is here are these two people who belong together, but for whatever reason, maybe they're struggling to kind of find their way.
And it's contemporary as well. I mean,
yes.
It's set in modern times in an office.
At an opera house, and also the main character is getting her MBA, which I have my MBA, so I definitely pulled a little bit from my life, at least knowing some of the details.
All right, how much of the life, wait, we got to have Joel in here because we got to embarrass him a little bit. Hi, Joel.
Hello.
So the thing about the book, too, is that it's juicy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Steamy.
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 You didn't need to bring me for this part.
So did you have research that needed to be done for that part?
Wow.
Look at Joel's face.
I really want my marriage to survive this interview, so I think I'm going to plead the fifth on that one.
Oh.
But what I am going to say is that
Joel's face.
I am going to say that I'm really fortunate to be married to somebody who is deeply loving and kind, and that obviously I got inspiration from.
That's amazing. Okay, I love that.
He's different when he goes home,
So
huh?
you inspired some of those. You inspired some of those
Just
scenes.
be glad I'm not romantic with you.
Small victories. Okay?
I don't know. You guys text enough. I mean,
Well,
you
that
never
is
know.
true. That is true.
Anyway, so the book is fantastic.
Thank you.
Can you imagine it being? First of all, Joel, what did you think about your wife's book?
I don't want this to come across wrong, but I was surprised.
What?
I've never read a romance novel before, and I was thinking this is, you know, I think of Fabio and that type of thing. This is not that. So this was a genuinely good, thoughtful story with a lot of depth that had me guessing. So there are twists.
Yes, there are good twists in the book.
Hey, Beth, the mechanics of it, because I think a lot of people feel like they've got, whether it's a book in them or a play or something, they're like, yeah, I'm on this path in life. I can't go back to that dream. Like, what made you convince yourself it's like it's okay to do this, and how long did it take you to do?
You know, I think at the time I was going through some stress with my family. My mother was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. She's doing well, but it was upsetting, and I needed something to get me out of my own head. And I'm like, well, if I'm not happy where I am right now, I'm gonna just put some pen to paper and kind of get myself out of that. And even if it turned out to be nothing, it was enjoyable. And it ended up only taking me 10 weeks to write the first draft, about 70,000 words, and then from there, kind of.
So do we think there could be a sequel to this?
No, but I am working on another book right now, and I'm about 95% done with the first draft. I'm hoping that'll come out early next year.
Romance as well?
Oh, yeah. I love me some romance.
Me too. What about you, Joel?
I'm just waiting to see what's next. So,
Joe's just waiting until we get to a commercial break so he can get out of here. He's quite uncomfortable on camera, in case you hadn't figured that out. Beth, this book, I told you, the reviews are fantastic. I scanned through it. I can't repeat what I read on some of these pages because it is very steamy, but that's not the entire book. There's a lot of romance involved.
I mean,
true romance.
Good romance, I think, has a nice combination of the steamy, but also the emotional truth, and I hope I did that.
I have to say, you did it fabulously. I really enjoyed reading the book. I just want to mention that you have 3 wonderful kids. Two. Third on the way?
No.
Okay.
Do I look?
Now we're
Wait till you
again.
read this book. Maybe there is a third on the way.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, Beth, be careful.
Yes.
No, I have a 7.5-year-old and a 5-year-old. They're great kids, and they'll be thrilled that I mentioned them on TV.
And Earth Day.
And Earth Day. My daughter really wanted me to mention Earth Day for some reason when I told her what I was doing today. So, Ellie.
There you go.
And now it's out there. Thank you so much. Congratulations on the book. And we can't wait to see the second.
Thank you so much.
All right, Beth Morton.
Make
sure you get the book.
Can you get
You
it?
can get
Yes.
Phantoms, Ghosts, and Other Heartbreaks, Amazon. Yep.
Amazon.
Yeah. Amazon.
Phantoms, Ghosts, and Other Heartbreaks by Beth Morton. There you go. Thank you, Beth.